This segment is sponsored by Strategic Wealth Designers. Most people plan for retirement the wrong way, but it's not their fault. So here to break down the basics of retirement planning the way it should have been explained all along is Thomas Riley, a senior financial advisor at Strategic Wealth Designers. Welcome back to Great Day Washington. Thomas, great to see you.
Great seeing you too. Glad to be back.
Yeah. Well, as people retire, many focus on the financial side, but what about the emotional side? What catches people most off guard once the employment paychecks stop and the routine changes?
I think that's super important to think about whenever you're doing your planning for retirement. A lot of people worry about the finances, where their money's going to be coming from, pensions. But even though that's important, I think a really important question to ask yourself is what is your everyday going to look like in retirement? A lot of people will plan for like big trips, but maybe those only happen a couple times a year. So really try to picture, what am I going to be doing on a day-to-day basis? For some people, you could be doing volunteering, maybe spending more time with the grandkids, but kind of thinking about what that routine looks like is an important thing.
Yeah, that's a great point. And you hear a lot of stories about couples, my parents included, who spend their whole lives working and then suddenly they're together all day. What are some healthy ways for couples to prepare for that change before it happens?
Yeah, I think that's another important thing to think about. I think, so you have two spouses that are working a lot, or maybe they don't see each other as much during their working careers. Going to 40 hours of not seeing each other to, maybe 60, 70, 80 hours of all the time together can be a little stressful maybe. But I think the important thing is looking at hobbies. So, for example, I know some people, love to golf and maybe one spouse goes golfing or maybe another spouse doesn't go golfing, but trying to find one hobby that each person can do on their own, and then maybe a hobby that you guys could do together too. So.
Yeah, that's great advice. And doing hobbies in your retirement, that's a dream, right?
That's
I've
it.
heard you say retirement isn't really a destination, it's just a transition. What kind of mindset shifts helps people prepare for their retirement years?
Yeah, I think the biggest mindset shift is that, from an income standpoint, when you stop working, you lose that paycheck coming in. And then the other thing is you're not going to the office, doing what you did for the past 30, 40 plus years. So just trying to think about what your everyday is going to look like is an important kind of thing to think about. I think a lot of people get caught off guard when they go from working so much and then they find themselves 6 months in retirement wondering what to do. So try to envision what you're going to be doing on that day-to-day basis.
Yeah, this is a great conversation because it's not always just about the numbers. For people who are realizing that, where can they go? What can they do to start learning about all these moving parts in a simple way?
Yeah, so I teach a class at Georgetown and also Georgia Mason Retirement Planning University. So we jump into all the different topics about retirement. You get a workbook and it's a 2-night course. So if you're looking more for education, it's a great spot to get that education and would be happy to have anyone there.
All right, thanks so much, Thomas. This was a great conversation.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. For more in-depth retirement education, visit retirementplanninguniversity.com. That's where you can sign up for classes happening in the DMV every month.